Hey friends, it's Josh here back with another quick Divi tutorial. In fact, this tutorial you'll be able to apply no matter what WordPress theme you use. And this stems off of a question that I got recently on YouTube. And my man here, Anario, and if I am completely off on that name pronunciation, I apologize, but he wanted to know in one of my tutorials, is there a way to apply this CSS feature to just the homepage and not the entire website? It's a great question, and there's actually quite a few different ways to go about this. I'm going to show you how to do it with a little CSS trick. And I did recently have a tutorial right here on how to apply CSS to only one page in Divi. But if you do want to do things in bulk to just the home page or with certain elements, there's an additional trick that I'm going to show you here. And in that tutorial, just as a quick recap, you can go in Divi under the page options settings here, go to advanced and then custom CSS, and then any CSS you write here will just affect this page. But again, what if you wanted to have a bunch of CSS and you actually wanted to put it in your style sheet like you'll see right here? Well, I'm going to show you how you can do that and just affect the home page. First of all, let's go ahead and get out of this. Let's pretend like this little gradient background that I put in my test site here. Let's pretend like we just want that on the home page. So let's say when you go to testimonials, we don't want this gradient background. We just want the typical color. Because as of right now, in my CSS style sheet, we've got this gradient background. Well, all you have to do to just apply this to the home page, again, you could go the route that I just showed you, but let's say you've got a lot of CSS you want to write. Check this out. All you have to do is do .home space right in front of whatever element is on there. So if we save this, and if we clear our cache and do a hard refresh, just like I showed you in a recent tutorial, let's clear this now. We should see this on the home page. Now, when we go over to testimonials, we should see the original header color. Fingers crossed, let's check it out. And there we go. Because we have this little class right here of home, anything after this is just going to apply on the home page. So if we were to do this on maybe the menu home icon that we have, actually, let's see. I don't think I have the menu home icon. Let's do it on the about. Let's put it right here. Let's save that. Now the about icon here should disappear after we clear our cache. So let's check this out. Do a hard refresh. And there we go. Just the icon on the About Us tab is removed because we're not on the home page. Now, if we go to the home page, we should see that icon appear. Here we go, and there it is, voila. Isn't that cool? Oh, CSS is so cool, guys. So that's it. That's all you have to do. And what's interesting is you can actually take this same principle and apply it to different elements. Meaning, like if you have WooCommerce, you can just tweak WooCommerce products in a certain way. For example, let me head over to my dev site. I've got my an older version of my site on a dev site here. Let's pretend that we want to add this same header effect on just product pages on my website. So here's the home page. Here's a product site. For this sake, I'm just going to go right into the style sheet under Appearance Theme Editor, although I recommend going through FTP. Let's go ahead and put this in there. And instead of home, we're going to call this WooCommerce, which is going to target any WooCommerce page or product. I believe it targets every page or product. So now if we go back out here and we clear our cache, do a hard browser refresh, there we go. That is just on that front page. But if we are on the product page, if we go to the front page, it's still going to be the original color. And there we go, right like that. Now the cool thing about this is you can apply this to any element. So let's pretend like on WooCommerce products, we just want the title to be nice and big. So what I'm going to do is find what we have here. Okay, so H1s on WooCommerce product pages, and there's a couple of different ways you could target this. But let's say we want this to be like a maybe like a 56, something like that. Well, in this case, all I'd have to do is take this code, go into our style sheet. Let's drop this in there. And then if we stick WooCommerce in front of that H1, all H1 on WooCommerce pages are going to be that heading size. So if we refresh, this should be the old one here. Okay, the old one, let's do a browser cache refresh, hard refresh, and then now Let's see what we have. Boom, 56 big old title font just on those pages. If we go back to the home page, any H1s that we see will still have the original H1 styling. So that's it, guys. It's a cool little effect. What I just showed you with the products and WooCommerce, you can actually target even further. I think I'll have to look into this further. I think it's WooCommerce products maybe that would affect just the product pages. You can look into that further as far as targeting certain things, because in this case, if you were to go to the checkout page, I think all H1s would look like this as well. So might want to double check that, but just wanted to show you a little neat trick that you can do if you want to. I don't do this often, but I typically go the route of, again, going down here, and if I were going to do CSS to just one page in Divi, I'll go to the page settings. But if you're using another theme and they don't have these options, you can go that route. So again, you can put it here. Or again, let's say you're going to do a lot of different styling for just one page. Just add .home in front of the element and you are home free. And again, you can do that with WooCommerce. You can do it with Gravity Forms, other plugins, other themes. Really, really cool little trick. So again, not something you're going to use all the time, but when the time comes, I hope you're able to use this and reference this tutorial. I hope you have some fun. And just as a reminder, if you want to learn more about CSS for Divi, make sure to join my free CSS for Divi Masterclass that I have open for you right now. It'll walk you through the basics of CSS for Divi, and it will help you feel more confident with that so you can feel comfortable doing this kind of stuff and have an even more fun designing awesome websites. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next tutorial.